Hey, Carpool Crew. Happy Tuesday. I'm Pastor Justin, and I'm so glad you're here. I'm also so thankful for our listeners who listen from around the world. We have great listeners in South Africa who just emailed me. They listen to every episode. They love it. They listen with the friends that live close to them. I am so thankful for you. Keep enjoying the podcast out there in beautiful South Africa. Now, today we're continuing our Advent journey as we head toward Christmas. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're past the Monday fog, but the weekend still feels a long way off. And sometimes the middle of the week can bring its own challenges. Things you didn't expect, things that might feel not really that joyful. That's why what we're talking about today matters so much, because Jesus brings a joy that doesn't depend on circumstances. It doesn't depend on the kind of day you're having, not on what's happening around you. It's not even depending on your mood. Jesus brings a joy that stays no matter what. In the book of Habakkuk, chapter 3, verse 17 and 18, this is from the Old Testament, and here's what it says. Though the fig tree does not bud, and there's no fruit on the vines, though the oil crop fails, and the fields produce no food, though the flocks disappear from the pen, and there are no herds in the stalls, yet I will celebrate the Lord. I will rejoice in the God of my salvation. Wow, what a powerful verse from the book of Habakkuk. Habakkuk, he was a prophet living during a really difficult season for God's people. Things weren't going well, crops, were failing, enemies were threatening, and life felt unfair and uncertain. It was the kind of time when most people would say, there's nothing to celebrate. But Habakkuk, the prophet, he made a surprising choice. He said, even if everything around me goes wrong, I will still rejoice in God. Not because everything magically will get better, not because Habakkuk felt happy in that moment, but because he trusted that God was still good, still present, still working. That is real joy. Joy that isn't built on circumstances, but on God himself. If Jesus were sitting next to you today, I think he might lean over and say, my joy doesn't disappear when things get tough. My joy is stronger than your hardest moments. See, any day can be tough in their own ways. Maybe you're really tired. Maybe you had a rough night's sleep. Maybe something happened yesterday and it's still bothering you. That Jesus' joy isn't pushed around by any of that. See, you can feel real joy even when life is confusing or stressful, because joy from Jesus isn't pretending everything's okay. It's remembering that he is with you in everything. Joy can show up in moments like a friend who makes you laugh, a small act of kindness, just a quiet moment of peace. See, joy doesn't need perfect circumstances. Joy is from Jesus, and Jesus is close. So how can you live this out today? First, tell Jesus what's on your heart. Be honest with him. Now, yeah, I know he already knows because he's God, but he also wants to hear it from you. Second, look for one good thing today. Even if your circumstances are tough, even if today feels kind of hard already, joy can often start in small ways and grow throughout the day. So pay attention. And lastly, remember who gives you joy. It's not your schedule. It's not the activities you do. It's not the toys you have. It is Jesus. Joy comes from Jesus. It's one of his gifts to us. So remember, no matter where you are, no matter how you're listening, God loves you. And parents, if you like today's episode, consider subscribing. On Spotify or Apple Podcasts, you'll get our weekend episodes, plus Goodnight Psalms and Carpooling with Heroes of the Bible. Now, before we go, let's answer this question together. What's one way you can choose joy today, even if your circumstances aren't perfect? I'll see you tomorrow on Carpooling with Jesus.